I've been doing this job a while now. I think I'm coming up on 8 years. And you sort of pick things up along the way. And it's like, I've still got a load to learn, but even though it's a quiet time of year, there are still three jobs that I aim not to take. And you can tell them by the postcodes. So you guys out there might have a similar job. You may, in your neck of the woods, because this is only near me, this is kind of like based in the sort of Luton Dunstable area. But you might know what I'm talking about. And so there's one job. There's the nightmare to get into. There's a job that comes up near me, and it says Tring to Chesham, and then Tring again. Wait and return. I know that job. Sometimes it's just Tring to Chesham, sometimes it's just Chesham to Tring. Now, I could be wrong. It could be a different job, but I'm pretty sure I know what it is. And the problem is, when you're going into you're going up to Chesham, Chesham's a very hilly place. And there's this particular industrial estate that you've got to get into, and it asks for an 18 tonne, but my 18 tonne's got an 8.2 metre bed on. And you go up a hill, and then on the left there's a tree, and then you turn in. It's very narrow turning for an industrial estate. Anyone who knows it, put in the notes. There's boulders here, boulders there, boulders there. But on the way into the industrial estate, as you drive up the hill, it's residential, it's houses, and there's cars parked on every side. I've done it before. I did it at 26 tonnes, so it had the same bed when I was in my old firm. And what people do, I love this, they'll come out of the houses and they'll watch. They're not watching to sort of help you. I go, oh, look at that tree, mate. They don't come up and go, yeah, come this way a bit. They're looking to see if you hit something. And then if you hit something, they'll go, mate, you see that car. So you can do it. You can do it if you're clever. I mean, there was one guy turned around to me and he said, I get to the bottom of the street and I look up. And if there is a car parked next to the tree, I just drive off and go, I couldn't get in. I know you can't get in, you can't get in. But so job number one, the accident waiting to happen job. Now, admittedly, a lot of the jobs you get on the exchange, you take blinds. You don't know if you're going to get it until you get it, and then the first time you do it, you go, whoa. But once you've done it the first time, doesn't mean you have to do it the second or third time. It's not like it's a fire, and you keep going, ow, 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 ow. Put your hand in the fire once, don't do it again. So that's the first one, the accident waiting to happen job. The second one is the long wait, which is there's a job that comes up near me. Now, it used to be good. It comes out of St Neots and it's cardboard, and it goes all over the place. It goes to Stockton, it goes to St Albans, it goes everywhere. Well, it used to be good, like I say. You was in and you was out, 15 minutes, half an hour, no problem. Last 3 or 4 times I've done it, I've been sitting outside. There's 3 Arctics. There's an Arctic inside waiting to get loaded, then there's an Arctic on the forecourt waiting to get loaded, then there's one on the road, and I'm parked behind the one on the road. And each one of them's going to take half hour and hour to get loaded. So you think, right, okay, I ring the firm and I go, I'm going to be in there, so I'm going to be here for 3 hours. How are you doing for waiting time? And they go, all right, our waiting time. And the last time I done it, they said, right, send the information through on a tracker. Well, that's nonsense, because you're tracked on the CX, and all they've got to do is go onto the job on their desktop and click the yellow button that says replay, and it will tell them where you are and how long you've been there. So you click on, send in the information of where you've been, and then we pay waiting time after the 2 hours and 30 quid. So you're telling me that I've rocked up here and I could be sitting here for 3 hours, and at the end of it I'm going to get another 30 quid. Now, on my job, I can do a job in 3 hours. It's only a short job, but I can do one in 3 hours, which will pay 5-10 times that money. More like 250 quid. So why am I sitting? Okay, very nice. I'm sitting there watching telly, but watching telly doesn't butter any parsnips. Don't keep the lights on. So now what I do is I see that job come up, and it's a shame because it's light and it's cardboard, and I like the guys there. I know the fork truck driver's first name turns him in, but I ain't going to work. As my mate David Chris always said, plenty of work for those that are going to work for nothing. So that's number 2. Number 1, accident waiting to happen. Number 2, the long waits. The other one I avoid is the low mileage price, which, I mean, for want of a better word, I mean, a few of you may see a job comes up. A lot of the times it goes to swaddling coat. Now, it's not always the shipper's fault, because like with the swaddling coat jobs, they are empty pallets. So you're going to get a pile of money. It's not like someone needs to pay a load of money because they've got to have a machine delivered, and they need that machine to keep production going, and it's going to cost them thousands if it don't come up. These are empty pallets. You rent the pallets for next to nothing anyway. They don't want to pay to get a return. There's no money in it to start with. But just because there's no money in the job doesn't mean that I have to do the job. I have done that, and I have done it in the past, but if I find myself in a place where there's nothing else coming out, and it would be really convenient to pick this one up and I can drop it off in the morning, and I know I'm going to get a low rate, I ring them up and I go, yep, pallets. They go, yep. They go, all right, I'll do it for this. And they go, okay, fine, we'll send it through. I had one the other day. I spoke to one of our local shippers, a very good friend of mine. He's one of my favourite shippers. I spoke to Simon, and I could potentially co-load a job because I was doing a job for one of my customers, and I had a load of space on the back. And it was picking up in Tring the following morning. I was loaded the night before. Picking up in Tring the following morning, had to go to Birmingham. So they in an 18-ton truck, a Tring to Birmingham, you're looking at 250. I said, Simon, will they take a co-load, 4 pallets? He says, yeah. He said, the only problem is, and I said, not his fault, the only problem is I've only got 150 quid on the job. He said, I could pay you 160, but I wouldn't make it a penny, but you can have it for 160. And I said, no. And I never say no because I'm soft. But I said, Simon, in the nicest possible way, mate, I'll be better off rather than getting yours and then getting to Birmingham and then getting to mine on the tipping times, getting mine early, which is what I've done today, get them off early, and then I've got more chance of picking a job up on the way I'm going home. So that's what I did. So the free to avoid, I'm trying to think what I've said now. The accident waiting to happen, the long wait, and the low money miles. If you see them pay, if it happens to you once and you see the postcards come up, don't do it again. There's plenty of work for those that work for nothing. We're not in the business of working for nothing. We should be out there taking care and taking money.